My new home. I have lived in smaller and less inviting places. The very high rent in Vancouver is not affordable to most. When I was working, I found a nice place to live, but it's being torn down for new condos. This is Vancouver's new affordable housing. It's about as close as I'll get. Imagining Inclusion is a community based participatory research collaboration between the Department of Therapeutic Recreation at Douglas College and the Open Door Group Thrive program. To better understand the lived experience of individuals with mental illness, we used Photovoice, a method of collecting data that involves research participants taking photographs of their lived experience to answer the research questions.
The participants were asked to bring two photos for each session and through the photos answer the research questions. For example, the first session, PV5, was about community. So participants were asked to take pictures that express their community.
Hope outside the shut window. When I was struggling with different challenges, I was living in hell. But I never gave up hope. Hope outside the shut window. This photo is a visual reflection of my journey. Going after my dream is key to my recovery.
The three tips that I would give that I think I'm taking away from this project are not being afraid to share power within the project and letting some of that power and control go. Share it within the research team members as well as the participants. Being really open-minded and flexible in terms of where the research, initially you were thinking that the shape of the research, where the research might go, and being flexible enough to let stay with the process and let it evolve naturally and take the shape. And the last one, I think, staying really connected with the participants and the research team members, and being aware of people needing support at different times of the project, and also being aware, providing opportunity for the input and for sharing the knowledge, because everybody has something to offer. So really tapping into people's strengths and providing opportunities for those strengths to blossom and to use them for the advantage of the project.
Hanging on for dear life. One lonely leaf on that tree made me think of survival. I am determined, the leaves say, to hang on and not give up. In the mental health system, many of us have to go through several battles for survival.
I think it was very personal for me. People are willing to share themselves and some of the hurt that the rest of the world aren't able to share, and having people being so vulnerable and honest because they know that it's going to make a difference, or everyone believes it's going to make a difference. If they share their story, people are going to understand. I think that it touched me in a way that nothing else could ever touch me, and I realized that the most important thing isn't reading something on a page, it's listening to someone's story, and that's it. Like, if we can get all the politicians to sit down and listen to each other's story, maybe we wouldn't have war. It's just simple as that we are all humans with a background, with a history. And some great person said that if you knew every man's history, it would bring you to your knees. And I think that that's very true. You just have to be there and to be present to it and to allow it affect you.
The weakest and the strongest are connected. I'm one of the links in a chain, and one link is just as important as the many links that make up the chain. We can't overlook the marginalized in our society. Say hi to people in the neighborhood and be more interested in finding out about their life.
So can I ask you about some of your thoughts?
Absolutely.
What do you think? Do you connect with any of these images and texts? Or?
I do. I find it really interesting to tie in the feelings that the photographs evoke just by looking at them, a visual power. And then the text talking about things that able-bodied people simply take for granted just gives another layer of information that you're getting from the photo and another layer of response to it. So it's really beautiful and really powerful. I love how simple the text is, but it's very clear. You almost have to read it a couple of times to grasp that somebody's talking about their real life and their lived experience, because it seems so obvious when you read it, associating that with the life of a person who feels this way. It's not just literature for them, it's not a poem to them, it's their life.
Counting my pennies. I am counting my money. A lot of people have better jobs and higher pay than me.
Therapeutic recreation uses leisure and recreation as modalities in individual and group settings to foster community inclusion, health, and well-being.
It's, for one, it's kind of exposing what great work therapeutic recreation can be, or how impactful it can be, and particularly a model like the Thrive program here. Like, I think it's really shown, how important some of these kinds of non-medical types of programs are. It's important to show like these, interesting photographs with very thoughtful kind of messages or quotes beside them to really just expose and deepen how people understand those with mental health issues. And so I think that's a huge one.
I love eating the food combination because it tastes awesome and healthy, eating fresh and great tasting food.
Yeah.
Learning to make good food, a combination, cooking and become more independent helped me to feel healthier inside and look healthier outside.
And what I see often is people, especially in our program, is people may come here and they think, no, I can't work, I'll never work again. But sure, I'll join your walking club. And they sort of start getting reconnected, they start meeting people, they build confidence, they start to feel a bit better about themselves. And then a year down the road, I hear that this person is now actually thinking about employment.
Abandoned. The baby has been abandoned and discarded just like us. I am abandoned by society and healthcare. I have been failed by systems in society.
When did you have this breakthrough? Like, when did this all occur to you? Because I know you've been involved in the very tiny details along the way. So how did you get that global kind of synthesis? At what point did that happen for you?
Probably when I finished transcribing. So midsummer, that was when finally we had all the pieces put together and we were looking at the big picture. And as soon as we started backing up and looking at the big picture, and I was doing that, it brought the whole research project into scope, into the big implications, but also how powerful it was for the people that were involved in it. We started to see the big themes that people were saying. Being involved in this project has been therapeutic for them. It's been a moment of growth. They didn't know that they'd be able to participate this long and be as involved and see that their ideas are meaningful. And I found that was the most powerful piece. And I think because of the nature of our attitudes and our philosophy behind research, as well as recreation therapists, we wanted to involve people in the process as much as possible. So we had their lens all the way through each step of the way, including analysis. And I think that was very powerful. I think that's why.
Socialization fee. I go to this coffee place to read the newspaper while drinking coffee. The owner knows me and knows which coffee I order. I have acquaintances there. It is like a socialization fee. Like a glass barrier, I feel that my invisible disability blocks me from being able to participate, to help others. Exclusion makes me feel that I have no power.
The one with the girl in the glass?
The child looking inside and the one outside. Just talking about inclusiveness and exclusivity. Very impactful.
So do you feel like that sometimes, or have you ever felt that way, like you're on the side of the glass or you can't?
Yeah, I think perhaps not from their standpoint, but maybe even just from a minority perspective, you could feel that as well, just from a racial perspective.
Circle of friends. These are people in my life, like their forearms and hands. They are fat, thin, old, young, and multicolored. My community is very diverse, colorful, and fun.